P-A-S-C-A-L. You are now rocking with that dude Pascal. We be going wild. Haitian in the building, so original. Got the haters catching feelings. Get your hands up to the ceiling and keep them held high, cause St. Louis isn't ready. Forget about it, goodbye. Hold up, we just saying hi. Five somebody, rise up. Weekdays, catch us live somebody. Let's go.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everybody. This is the Pascal Show. Welcome to the Pascal Show. Hopefully you guys are doing very, very well out there, doing something positive with your day, enjoying your Friday. Thank God it's Friday, y'all. I'm sure a lot of you guys can feel that. I'm sure a lot of y'all feel me on what I just said there. It is, it's been one hell of a week. A hell of a week with information over these stories that have been popping off recently, like the Shanquella Robinson case that's been going on, or the Shanquella Robinson story that now has turned into a case, which is, in my personal opinion, very great news. All right. But then also this story revolving around these four students that their lives were taken in a apartment complex, or like a house type space, a little off campus from the University of Idaho. This mysterious situation of this grisly crime that happened to these four students. We are now getting more information about the autopsy and all that. So I wanted to hop on really quick because your boy is really busy today. Today's a busy one. I'm going to be completely real with y'all. Got the interview. I'm trying to get this thing finished and prepped for this interview, this exclusive interview that I had with actress Jennifer Lewis that's going to be coming out later on this today. But I wanted to hop on with you guys and give you guys the information that's going on surrounding this particular story here. Now, I was going to do this story yesterday, or some more information came out yesterday. I was planning on doing that information, but that interview with Shanquella's father, Bernard, came out, and I was like, we gotta look at that. We gotta watch that as a family, because we gotta get that story out as well. This University of Idaho situation, this grisly unalivings that happened, a quadruple incident, if you get what I'm saying, has really started to pick up steam, and is really getting out there, and people are starting to talk about it even more. So I wanted to give you guys some more updates, some more information revolving around this particular case as well, because this story matters as well. And what's weird to me, what's really, really strange to me about this whole thing is that at first, the mayor was like, oh, there's nothing to worry about. Nothing to worry about, y'all. Stay safe in your areas. There's no reason, there's no need to be frantic or be scared. It's gonna be all right. But then Chief of Police did go out and do a press conference basically saying, please be careful out there. This person's still out there. This person's still kicking rocks out here in these streets, y'all. It could be anybody. It could be anybody. But now we have some more information, which we are going to get into as well. There's a lot of crazy information revolving around what happened inside, or there were possibly other people inside of the home, inside of the apartment, while these grisly acts, these unthinkable, heinous acts were happening. We got a lot to talk about, y'all. We got a lot to talk about. So, and of course, there's this streaming video, Twitch video, that we will be looking at as well. Like I said, I'm going to be playing a little bit of catch up and then giving you guys the information that you need as well. So we're going to be kind of working backwards in a way. So just ride with me on this. If you can, do me a favor, a little housekeeping, okay? Just a little bit of housekeeping would be greatly appreciated. Be sure to hit that like button down below. That would really mean a lot. And if you haven't done it yet, if you're the first-time watcher, viewer of this show, welcome to the Pascal Show. All right, I cover everything from true crime, pop culture, political, controversy, you name it. I talk about it right here on the Pascal Show. So please crush that subscribe button. It'd be great to have you part of the Pascal Show family, okay? We got to get into this, all right? And of course, please check out pascalmerch.com. Got a huge Black Friday sale going on throughout November. You want to go check it out. We even got mugs and festive sweaters and hoodies as well now, fully available. So go and check those things out. It'd be great to have you a part of our clothing line. All right. So anyway, we got to jump into this, okay? This whole thing doesn't make any sense. How these four young students who had the possibility of becoming anything that they wanted. Their futures were bright and anything's possible. Future ahead of them. Now their lives have been taken in such a unthinkable way. There's details that we've heard even before that the autopsies have come out. Details that we heard where the mayor even said out loud that this is a crime of passion. Then the mayor was quick to retract that and say, nope, I'm not going to say that no more. I don't know. I shouldn't have said crime of passion. I spoke too soon, right? Well, I think the mayor was right when they said crime of passion because of the information that we are now hearing, which is absolutely devastating, disturbing, and unthinkable. So let me pull this article up for you guys. Like I said, I'm not going to be on for a long time, okay, guys, because I got this big interview thing that I'm trying to get out to you guys so you guys could see it and all that. But I wanted to give you guys this information because I didn't feel right not having this out for you guys to see it with me because obviously I didn't want to fall too far behind on this story. But here it is, y'all. Brutal unalivings of University of Idaho students were quote unquote personal. Now, there's several different things right here. Daily Mail even said it as well. Okay. University of Idaho quadruple unaliving was personal. Autopsies reveal 4 students were, I have to use code words, guys, were attacked multiple times with a large, sharp object as pictures emerge of one victim with her bereft boyfriend who was planning to take her home for Thanksgiving. All right. And of course, that's terrible news. Okay. That's absolutely terrible news. We're going to be hopping back and forth between these two articles because obviously this is the information that they have recently come out with. And of course, a lot of us are still scratching our heads trying to figure out what the hell happened here. What on God's earth happened? And I know that we're going into speculation land. There's a lot of people who have their theories, etc., so on and so forth. But at the same time, none of it is bringing us closer to bringing justice for these 4 young college students. None of their lives should have been taken at all. So that's the piece that doesn't make any sense. And it does break my heart to hear about these pieces of information, these stories here. But let's take a look at this here. The autopsies performed on the 4 U of I students who were brutally attacked showed that the unalivings were quote unquote personal. Like I said before, clearly, this is a crime of passion. Clearly, this is personal. You are getting attacked, or you are the person, whoever the monster is attacking these 4 students. Let me just say this. This monster or these monsters, let me just say that, attacked these 4 students with a sharp object. Multiple wounds were found on the body, on each body, which I will get into this article here in just a second. But you have to think, I don't know many people, or at least in many instances that we've seen and talked about multiple times on the show before, anytime that it's been a personal crime of passion, you look at when you see a sharp object being used in the situation, 9 times out of 10, it's personal. 9 times out of 10. All right. Oh, and yes, Matthew Wren, hello. Thank you so much for watching all the way from UK. And wherever you guys are watching the show right now, please comment in there. If you're watching in Dubai, Japan, I don't care. Comment in there. I'd love to hear how international my family has grown. Okay. I appreciate all y'all. Okay. I appreciate all y'all. But let's get in here. Okay. So that these unalivings were personal, as the father of one of the victims suggested that his daughter tried to fight off the attacker. So the coroner, the Latta County coroner, Kathy Maboot, I think, on Thursday confirmed that the cause of demise was an unaliving by a sharp object. You see the word there. Okay. I made sure that the print's big so that you guys can see it. Got to use these code words, unfortunately, guys. Okay. I know it's annoying, but them are the breaks. All right. It would have been a large knife. This is what she was describing about the actual weapon that was used against these 4 unarmed, innocent students. And that weapon has still not been found. So the coroner described the early Sunday attacks as personal. Now the coroner said it was possible that some of the wounds in this rampage were defensive, adding that it was unknown who was attacked first. And I mean, if you really think about it, these 4 right here, which, is also very interesting that they blurred out the other 2 faces, because these 2 faces, if you go and check out my thumbnail for this, the 2 faces here, okay, are the 2 roommates that allegedly were in the house or in the complex during said unalivings. But as you can see at the top, we have these 4 innocent lives that were taken. Now, remember, I need to point this out, which is also something very interesting and very wild. Think about this. You have 4 students, 1 male, getting attacked by 1 person. You have 4 people attacked by 1 person, and this person has a sharp object in their hand, a long, sharp object in their hand. Can one, and I have to say that I hate to dress up that idea, okay, or dress up the scenario here, but I do have to ask you: 1 person against 4. I know that person has a knife. Okay, I said the word, but has a sharp object, long. Don't know how long that object is, right? It could be Rambo size. It could be somebody just said a machete. It could be that. Could be that. And that would change the whole scenario, right? But if it was just a long knife or a long object, a hunting knife or something like that, and 1 person has that sharp object, could they successfully take all 4? But then you also got to play the other scenario in your head too. Were they all asleep? Were they drunk? You see what I'm saying? Like, I guess you could play these scenarios, all these scenarios, a little bit. You kind of have to, because it is very surprising. There were defensive wounds as well. So it does make you wonder what happened here. What really went down here? And I don't know if we'll ever get that answer. And it's so sad, because we're going to get into that part 2 here in a second, but there were 2 other roommates in the facility, in the vicinity of where this all went down. And there was no calls for 911 for 9 hours, if I'm correct. 8, 9 hours. So somebody make this make sense. Again, doesn't make any sense. But let's continue. It just makes me think that there's maybe more than just one attacker. Maybe. That's just my theory. Unless they were all asleep. But let's take a look at this. And they could have been passed out. I mean, it is a Saturday night. They're college kids. They probably went out and kicked it a little bit. The two of the girls were seen in a live stream going and getting some food at late Saturday night, early Sunday morning. They could have been tying one on and having a good time. Anything is possible, but still, this is just a lot of questions pop up, and it is extremely, extremely devastating to hear. Real talk. But let's continue. The coroner told that each victim was attacked more than once, and that there were no signs of SA at the off-campus home on King Road, where the students were slaughtered. The coroner said that there was a fair amount of red at the scene, adding that in her 16 years on the job, she had never handled such a horrific case where 4 college students were unalived in one spot. And what's crazy is, I mean, you're going to see the photo here, and it's disturbing. It is apparently the place or the area in which some of the bodies were found was so grisly, was so heinous, was so graphic. There was so much red that even the red, if you get what I'm saying, was starting to leak out of the house. You're going to see that here in a second. It's just disturbing. But she said, I don't think I've ever had another unaliving by this in this fashion. But as you can see, I mean, it's coming out the side of the door or the side of the house. That kind of tells you how bad this was. And of course, this is where this is the space, the house, where everything went down. And I'm just saying, like, how can this something like these things happen, right? And the mayor instantly says, "Oh, there's nothing to worry about, guys." Because it's only a single act where these 4 students, these 4 kids' lives were taken. Nothing to worry about. Public, the community does not need to be worried. Are you kidding me? If they're successful to do that with 4 students, who's to say that they're going to go to down the street a week later, etc., to do something else? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what their MO is. If they realize that they just did that and they got away with it, who's to say that they're not going to try next week? 2 days from now. You can't sit here and suddenly go, nothing to worry about, guys. Nothing to worry about. Go on about your days, kids and parents. Go on. Live your life like you usually do. Are you kidding me? These young kids were slaughtered, y'all. So sad. So, of course, the unalivings of Ethan, Madison, Xana, and Kylie have left the school community reeling, with police describing the crime scene as one of the worst they've ever seen. So you tell me you have one of the worst you've ever seen, and yet you're telling the general public, I mean, now they've changed their tune, but before you had people sitting there saying, "Oh, no, don't worry about it. Go on about your day. Go get your milk and your eggs and your bread. Go ahead and get ready for Thanksgiving." People who live in Moscow. Idaho. Don't worry about it. Everything's Gucci. You got to be kidding me. You have got to be kidding me. Kernodle's father, which is Xana Kernodle's father, said he believes the autopsy results show that she fought her unaliver, that monster, to the end. And again, we still don't know what really went down in that house. Just absolutely devastating. Now, I already showed you guys the title of this particular article, but I'll show it to you guys again. They're saying that this unaliving was personal. Autopsy reveals 4 kids were attacked multiple times with a large knife. All right. So let's continue here. We already know about Madison, Kylie, Xana, and Ethan were all unalived in a house in Moscow, Idaho, but an as yet unidentified killer who remains on the run. The horrific unalivings have petrified the college community, with students fleeing campus in fear for their lives. And I don't blame them. I'd be calling my family. I'd be calling my kid. If they were in college at this time, I'd be like, yo, pack up your stuff. You're on the first flight out tomorrow morning, or you're on the first flight out later on tonight. You are getting out of here as soon as possible. You are staying with me. That is it. But personal could mean many different things too, okay? This person could have a vendetta not only just towards these 4 students, but also towards anybody else that's connected. Maybe they have an issue with sorority girls. You never know. They might have an issue with frat boys. We don't know. Because all these kids were Greek. All of them were in a fraternity or in a sorority. So we don't even know. We could have a Ted Bundy, you know what I'm saying, D, situation on our hands. Except instead of it being a sorority house, you know what TB did, all right? Walked into a sorority house, unalived many, many sorority girls while they were asleep. And you're telling me that we don't have anything to worry about? You're telling me the community has nothing to worry about? I don't know about all that. Some of the kids suffered defensive wounds, okay, according to the coroner. None of them were SA'd. Police continue to hunt for the killer, but the slow pace of their investigation has enraged victims' families, obviously. The weapon has not been found yet, and there's no indication if police have a suspect yet. Prosecutors said earlier this week they have not yet even narrowed down whether one or multiple people committed the attack. That's the other issue. You see what I'm saying? Again, I just said it out loud just a second ago. Could there be more than just one? You're talking about 4 different people. And of course, we don't know the scenario. We don't know what happened. We don't know what was going on inside that house. If they were in multiple rooms or if they were all in the living room together. We don't know any of those things. If they were asleep and then they were just woken up to an attacker on top of them going in, if you get what I'm saying, with a long, sharp object. We don't know. But it doesn't make any bloody sense. It doesn't. And the possibility of there being 2 tells me it screams that there's maybe 2 attackers in this situation. Let me get these super chats really quick. Misty Fisher, thank you so much for the $5 super chat. I really do appreciate it. Not to be graphic, with all that read, the person or persons must have. Yeah, they might have. They might have. Because I can't say hurt themselves. Let's just say that. They might have hurt themselves and left DNA. That could very well be it too. There's a possibility of that. We've heard many, many stories where the knife gets very slippery, for lack of a better term, and maybe it slips from their hand, etc. But you never know. These attackers or attacker could have been well equipped, prepared, and ready for doing something like this. This could have been premeditated like a mug. Okay? Maybe. Just maybe. Gypsy Girl, thank you so much for the $2 super chat. I really do appreciate it. I can't understand how no one heard any screaming. I agree. That's the other part. But then again, you got to remember, well, that's the thing too. I was going to say, you got to remember there was two roommates, but you're telling me the two roommates didn't hear anything? Not a ting? And they say allegedly, they were in the house when all this went down, and they didn't hear not a damn ting? I don't know about that either. It still doesn't make any bloody sense. Lori Ryder, thank you so much for the 5. How do they know it's personal if they haven't caught the unaliver or the monster yet? Crazy people can unalive like that, and it isn't personal. That's very true too. That's very true too. That could be it too. They say it's personal, but this could be just somebody. They just happen to pick these girls at random. Pick this house at random. You never know. They just really wanted to do something, which is so disturbing to even think about. But those things do happen. Think about Ted. I was saying Ted TB. Okay? One of the worst monsters in the world. Okay? One of the worst monsters in the world. And from what I understand, he just walked right in that place and did what he did. It's disturbing, y'all. Absolutely disturbing. Let's continue. Let's move on here. But of course, these are the 4 whose lives were taken, as we already know. And then, of course, this is apparently the boyfriend of I forgot. I don't know which one is that. I guess that's Kylie. Or Kaylee, sorry. Very, very sad. Very, very sad indeed. So there was quite a bit of red in the apartment, and it was a pretty traumatic scene to find 4 unalive college students in a residence. You said this is what the coroner said earlier this week in an interview. Maddie's boyfriend, Jake Schreiger, is not thought to have been in the home when an unidentified monster took the life of his girlfriend, along with Kylie, Xana, and her boyfriend or I guess her best friend Xana's boyfriend, Ethan, in the early hours of Monday morning. There's some typos in this mug. It was unclear if Jake has been interviewed by police or where he was on Sunday when his girlfriend was unalived. His mother, Stacy, told the New York Post that she was expecting Maddie to travel home with him for Thanksgiving. Her and Jake were like peanut butter and jelly. We were expecting her for Thanksgiving. Whenever we talked on the phone, she always said, I love you, she said. The autopsy of the 4 kids reveal they were attacked with a long, sharp object. Jake and Madison had only just attended a formal together. Jake has not yet made any public comment about his girlfriend's demise. It comes as Xana's father, Jeffrey, reveals that she fought for her life. So then it says he told CBS that autopsy reports showed that his daughter Xana's skin showed bruises torn by the sharp object. Kernodle, also questioned how the unaliver or the monster got inside the house since the front door locks with a number code, which we are going to talk about that in just a minute. Okay? We're going to be talking about that in just a minute because they're wondering, how did they get into the front door if they always lock the door? Allegedly, one of the girls who actually lives there apparently has a big habit of locking the door whenever she's inside of it or whenever she leaves. She locks the door. But there is a number pad or number code pad on the door knob. So many things could be possible, which we are going to be talking about here in just a second. He said, every time you go, you have to go around the house because of the number code. So they either knew that or went around and maybe found the slider door open. He also continued saying, I think midnight was the last time we heard from her, and she was fine. Now, of course, this is a post from Kaylee's sister. She made a plea to remaining students to leave campus until the monster was found. So I'm going to read a little bit of this. I've been dreading making this post, but the more attention this gets, the better chances of finding my sisters, Kaylee and Maddie, and their sweet friends Xana and Ethan's unaliver or monster. To the people spreading completely false and irrational rumors, you need to stop. Now, I want to make sure that's abundantly clear, too. There has been a crazy amount of rumors spreading around, basically saying that this was a lover's quarrel. There was some sort of love triangle going on, so on and so forth. I've even heard stories of like this was a group in a group decision to leave this planet. If you get what I'm saying, just most ridiculous things I've ever heard. But like I said, people out here in these internet streets like to go wild with their stories, with their BS, and it's ridiculous. Okay, and yeah, those people who are putting out the BS stories right now most definitely need to stop. Have some respect and stop commenting on a situation you know nothing about. My sister and her friends did not OD. That's the other story, too, that this was a recreational situation. You don't OD and then suddenly just red flies everywhere. Just doesn't make sense. Kind of like Shanquella Robinson. You don't have alcohol poisoning, pass from that, but then suddenly break your neck from drinking too much as a side effect. It just doesn't work that way. Okay, alcohol poisoning doesn't work that way. In case y'all needed to know. Same thing with ODing, let's just say, on some recreationals. Let's keep it straight funky. All right? Ain't no way you're going to suddenly have puncture wounds throughout your entire body leaking out because you did a little bit too much of something. Okay? That's ridiculous. This has nothing to do with drugs, and the accusations that people are throwing at Maddie, Kylie, and her friends are extremely hurtful to read and see as her little sister. My sisters Kylie and Maddie, and their friends, Xana and Ethan, their lives were taken. They did nothing wrong, and they took all the precautions they should have, and they were still unalived. To the students of the University of Idaho that are still staying around campus, leave. Your grades are severely less important than your lives. I agree. I wish all the students of U of I safety and peace. You guys are not safe until this sicko is found. if the person who did this is capable of taking the lives of 4 innocent people, they are capable of killing more. And I agree. That's what I've been saying since we first reported this story. The last thing I want is to have another family experience what I and my family is experiencing now. My family and I will constantly strive to do everything in our power to get Kaylee, Maddie, Xana, and Ethan the justice they deserve. I personally ask if you know anything, no matter how small you think it is, to call and report your information to the number 208-882-COPS. Thank you. I'm going to repeat that again. 208-882-COPS, COPS. All right? She says thank you to my beautiful sisters, Kaylee Jade and Maddie May. I love you guys so much. I will always look up to you guys. You guys will always be one of the biggest blessings I've ever received. I'm so sorry you guys were taken so young, but I promise you guys, I'll be the voice you guys will never be able to speak again. I am no longer living for just myself. I'm living for you guys as well. And to all 4 victims, Kaylee, Maddie, Xana, and Ethan, I may be young, but I promise each and every one of you, I will do everything in my power to help find and put your monster in prison to rot for the rest of their life. And that is from Kaylee's sister, Aubrey. All right? And yeah, what's crazy is no one's in custody right now. And yet people are sitting here going, oh, but my homework. And it's like, no, you can probably just, maybe you can work, get your homework done from a place that's safe. Maybe you guys do some virtual classes or something like that. Anything. But this is just, like I said, devastating information. Okay? So we got a little bit more information. We got a few more things. So I'm going to pull these things up too. Because like I said, there were some things that came up yesterday. So I wanted to give you guys the autopsy report. Obviously, that's a piece. Long knife. What the hell? What does that all mean? What the hell's going on, right? But there's more here. There's more information that came out yesterday, like this one. The two roommates, because apparently there were 2 roommates that were there that are still alive. But it doesn't make any sense because no one called 911 for 9 hours. 9 hours. And yes, MJ, let me make that abundantly clear. Sisters, because they were in the same sorority house. So they were sisters because they were sorority sisters, if I'm correct. So they weren't blood related. Okay? It's sorority sisters, all right? But she was basically saying that maybe, I don't know, maybe she's in the same sorority. I have no clue about Aubrey. But that was very interesting, okay? And heartbreaking to read as well. All right? Let's see this here. Okay, so 2 roommates who escaped death when their 4 friends were fatally attacked in this unthinkable, grisly frenzy at their University of Idaho off-campus rental are revealed. As neighbors say, this is very important. This part, I think, right down here, in this section right here is extremely important, I think, too. This home was known as a party house. So allegedly, that house has been known for a long time as being a party house. So I guess that house, in general, whenever somebody gets the keys of that house or whatever, it has been known for years as a house that people go and kick it at. That's some very interesting and very important information as well. Because, you got people going in and out of the house. You give maybe the wrong person or a random person the code, or somebody sees what the code is going as they're keying it in to get inside the house. You see what I'm saying? You catch my drift? There's many ways, especially when you're doing all these parties. There's sorority girls. They're being very, very, maybe they might be very, very lackadaisical with the information on their keypad. No big deal. Everyone's friends here, so on and so forth. They're going in and kicking it all the time. I mean, the possibilities are endless with this situation. Okay? Endless. But if all you got to do is type in 4 numbers as a code and that thing unlocks, God knows who got that code. Like I said, if you're very loose with that number, or if you're putting in the code drunk, ready to go and have a good time in front of the wrong person, all they got to do is look and go, okay, cool. I don't need a key to get in this mug. Bet. Or let's play the other scenario here too. We got to play it. We got to play both sides. What about the other side of the house? Remember the father said, okay, it can be really tough to get in the front door. So you go around the back. What if they're sitting there saying, oh, front door, I don't have the key and I don't have the code. Let me try the back. Let me check out what's going on with that sliding glass door. Oh, wow, it's open. And that could also be it too. I know, man, in college, man, I had friends like that too. That would leave like the back door, the back door would always be unlocked. Just in case if they had to run out, they had something they had to go do, or they're running the class and they always forget their card or their key to the place. They'll just sit there and go, okay, we're just going to leave the back door unlocked. But only you and I know this. But if you randomly have the wrong friend around or the wrong person around and you just walk through the back with them, they're going to go, oh, he always leaves the back. He always leaves this back spot open. Window, door, sliding glass door, it don't matter. Bet. Okay. He's got some nice things in this room. Just saying. There's some people out here that are always plotting. Okay? Always plotting. So either somebody got the wrong code or somebody just knew to go to the back, open that sliding glass door, or somebody just got lucky. I know this sounds messed up, but just went to the back. They said, can't open the door, but let me go to the back. No key, no code, no nothing, but said, hey, I'm trying to get into this house. And then they open up the door and they're like, oh, whoa, shoot, this works. And they'll walk right in and do God knows what. They do the unthinkable. The possibilities are endless, y'all. It's disturbing, okay? But to me, this seems like somebody knew something. Maybe it's a disgruntled ex. Maybe it's somebody who shot their shot and got rejected. Maybe it's somebody who's felt like they wanted to be a part of the in crowd or within that group and never really got into that group and got upset and did something. You never know. Maybe it's it's weird, but I mean, maybe it's a sorority and a sorority girl hopeful that got cut, that didn't get past the hazing phase or something like that. You see what I'm saying? They're very choosy about who they want in sororities and fraternities. God knows what this is. God knows what this is, but it's very disturbing. Okay. So let's get into this article. Okay. Again, 2 roommates were there, 2 of them. How did they not hear anything, y'all? It's strange to me. Yes, Tony. Yes, Tony B. It could also be a sorority rival. Like I said, it just doesn't make any sense. But anyway, I'm just going to go through these bullets. All right. So the 2 roommates who escaped death while their 4 friends were attacked at their off-campus house are Dylan Mortensen and Bethany Funky. On Wednesday, police revealed the 2 University of Idaho students were in the modest Moscow home at the time of the attack, but miraculously survived. I'm sorry, but for me, I instantly, as soon as I hear that there's 2 students that survived this particular attack, I'll tell you what, I'm asking questions. I'm instantly asking them questions. I do not care if I look or sound insane. I'm asking them questions. How can you not hear this going down? And how were you not attacked as well? Which is wild. Yeah, my dogs were very upset for a second there. I don't know why, and I don't know what happened, but hopefully there's peace in Middle East. Moving on. So that's some crazy stuff, okay? So we already know that the 4 that were attacked, etc. The state police spokesperson said the 2 survivors are helping the police with their investigation, but would not give further information. He also told this article the pair are not suspects, but said every possibility is being looked at by the investigative team. Okay, so you got 2 people, all right? You got 2 people that were in that crib, heard nothing, allegedly, walked out unscathed. But then one other thing, too, is they could have been, it's a Saturday night, they're college students, they could have been tying one on the night before, kicking it as well. They could have been passed out drunk, didn't wake up till the, and didn't hear anything. That is a possibility too. We have to play those we got to play those things too. There are also, let's just say this too. Let's just say that they weren't drunk at all. Sober as a judge, but they went to bed. There's a lot of people out here that are heavy sleepers. Shoot, you can have a jackhammer going on just right outside the window, and they sleep right through that. They'll be like, oh, there was construction yesterday or today? Wow. Seriously. You're like, you didn't hear the jackhammer? No. I sleep. I didn't hear nothing. Okay. Nurse said, that's my husband, Pascal. Yeah, hey, that means your man works hard. That's all it is. He works hard. He works his fingers to the bone. And then when he sleep. He gone. Okay. He off in La La Land. All right. But that's the same thing here. That could be it too. Could be drunk. Could be alcohol related. Or it literally could have been like those 2 were just in a deep REM sleep. Okay. You never know. But interesting. Okay. Very, very interesting. Okay. But they're not knocking out any possibilities. All right. They're not knocking any possibilities. They're not excluding anything. They're saying anything is possible. Everything's still on the table. So those 2 are not suspects, but they're still like eyeball. They're still looking at them in the corner of their eye. Okay. They could be doing that too. A neighbor revealed the off-campus home was known to be a party house, which is also very important. There's always parties at that house and people going in and out, and there's usually some noise from there. This is what the neighbor said. And of course, I don't think the neighbor really appreciates the parties. That's what it sounds like. It's like there's always a party over there. There's always noise. There's always stuff like that. Blah blah blah. So, in the photo that I had on I'm trying to find that photo, and it should be here. Bang. So these are the 2. Bang, bang. Now, if you saw, of course, the photo that they've been sharing all over the internets, on all the news blogs, all the news websites, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, they've been cutting out these 2 on the side. Bang, bang. These 2. Okay? They literally would only show these 4. But these are the other 2 roommates that actually live in that crib that were either in a deep sleep, okay? Either in a very, very deep sleep, or they heard things and they just went hiding. That's what I think. They hid or something. Because this is weird. Again, it's weird. All right? Some beers, some beer cans, some White Claw. You know it's a sorority house if there's White Claw. I'm just going to say it. I said it. I don't care. Okay? Let's see. Let me grab some things. Hold on. Let me look at this really, really quick. Yeah, like all the girls posing happy together on the back porch of the home where the 3 of them had lost their life on Sunday. The 2 girls also appeared in photos posted by Kaylee hours before she passed, which she captioned, "One lucky girl to be surrounded by these people every day." Another set of photos showing Dylan and Kaylee together was posted last Friday night and shows the pair dressed up for the night. So these are all the photos that they're talking about. All these right here. And then, of course, we've all seen the photos of the leakage. All right. But like I said, the only reason why I'm showing that to you guys is to think about how serious this is, how grisly the scene must be on the inside of that house. But, this is a party house, as you can see. White Claw. It's a seltzer. It's like an alcoholic seltzer. All right. There's plenty of them now. Like every beer manufacturer now has like their own seltzer now. It's basically like this. Okay. They don't taste so good. No offense. I've tried one. Nah. Yeah, I'm good on that. Yeah. No. But anyway, a similar collection of pictures was posted the same day by Madison and show her cheerfully posing with both Bethany and Dylan. Together with Xana, the quintet appeared to have enjoyed an active social life that included nights out in Moscow and parties at their off-campus home. A neighbor who lives in an apartment block next door, added and asked not to be named, said, because she probably called a lot of complaints on them, I'm sure. But she said, or they said, the property was notable for comings and goings, often late at night. He said, I'm sorry, it is a he. There's always parties at that house and people going in and out, and there's usually some noise from there. But I didn't hear anything on Sunday morning. No screaming, no gunshots, nothing. Now, if they're saying that there was gunshots going on, that's news to me. But a sharp object doesn't go pew pew, last I checked. Outside the property, trash left over from the residents' final parties could still be seen. Among the debris beer cans and White Claw hard seltzer packaging, like we just saw. Chapin, who spent his final night at a campus party with his girlfriend Xana, was a regular visitor to the home, but did not live there, instead residing in the Sigma Chi fraternity house around 100 yards away. Kaylee and Madison spent their final night at a downtown Moscow bar, police said, and were captured on a Twitch live stream, which we are going to be looking at here in a second, purchasing a portion of pasta or carbonara pasta from a food truck at approximately 1:45 a.m. on Sunday morning, just hours before they were unalived. The creepy footage shows the pair talking to a group of men lingering behind them before setting off for the mile-long walk home. Neither Dylan nor Bethany were with them, and their movements on that night of the slayings remain unclear. Again, the hell were they? And where's the footage? Where's the car fox? That's what I'd like to know. Okay? That's what I'd like to know. But as you can see, they're out here having a good time, maybe getting some drinks, apparently they're saying that they were both visibly drunk, chilling in the cut. But there's this guy right here, though. We're going to look at the footage, though. I got it queued up. We're going to be looking at that in just a minute. But as you can see, they're doing their thing, having a grand old time at this food truck, getting their fifth meal, getting their late night munchies. No, it's not Taco Bell, but you get what I'm saying. People said that police said they were establishing a timeline of events, including the visit to the food truck, but were criticized by prosecutor Bill Thompson, who said cops' insistence. Cops. The community is safe. Is at odds with the statement released. That phrase does not make sense, but okay. So he told CBS, obviously, there's no way police can say there's no risk, but they're seeing. But what they're seeing indicates that there's no risk, or that there's not a risk this person will randomly attack people. Again, yeah. He also added, I don't think they're going to foreclose the possibility that it could be one or more people, but right now, they don't know who is responsible. Now, discussing the food truck footage, Thompson added, they're in the process of identifying the other people who were there and what sort of contact did they have. All right. And of course, we already know the information about these group of kids. And again, this is just insane. Absolutely insane. Now, I wanted to show you guys this. This is the prosecutor speaking on the Today Show. We are going to look at the footage here, but I just wanted to show this to you guys because this is very, very important as well. Actually, let me make sure this is all set up. Hold on. This is an interview from the actual lead prosecutor in this particular case. So let's take a look at this and hit the number one if you guys can hear this. Let's go.
And we're happy to be joined this morning by Latah County Prosecutor Bill Thompson. Mr. Thompson, good morning to you.
Good morning.
Police there have called this a targeted, isolated attack. Are investigators looking for a particular suspect or suspects this morning?
At this point, the investigators are looking at all possibilities. They don't have a specific suspect. They're continuing.
Hold on. Let me fix that. Let me know if the echo continues. I'll roll that back.
Joined this morning by Latah County Prosecutor Bill Thompson. Mr. Thompson, good morning to you.
Good morning.
Police there have called this a targeted, isolated attack. Are investigators looking for a particular suspect or suspects this morning?
At this point, the investigators are looking at all possibilities. They don't have a specific suspect. They're continuing to work on that.
Do you believe that whomever did this is still at large?
I tried it again. Let me know.
Yes, we have no one in custody, and the police have been unable to identify who's responsible for these homicides.
Is it possible there's more than one suspect?
Hold on. Let me make sure I'm not on crack here. Hold on.
Joined this morning by Latah County Prosecutor Bill Thompson. Mr. Thompson, good morning.
I see what you're saying. Let me try that again. Hold on, guys. I'm sorry. Sorry about the echoes and all that crap. It is what it is. I don't know why it does this. But I'm going to try something else too. Hold on. Let's see if I...
And we're happy to be joined this morning by...
Let's try this. And if it continues, I'm sorry, guys. It is what it is. All right? But you guys can hear it. So let's play it one more again.
Morning by Latah County Prosecutor Bill Thompson. Mr. Thompson, good morning to you.
Good morning.
Police there have called this a targeted, isolated attack. Are investigators looking for a particular suspect or suspects this morning?
At this point, the investigators are looking at all possibilities. They don't have a specific suspect. They're continuing to work on that.
Do you believe that whomever did this is still at large?
Yes, we have no one in custody, and the police have been unable to identify who's responsible for these homicides.
Is it possible there's more than one suspect?
It certainly is possible. That's the purpose of the investigation. That's why we're really hoping for any information from the public that can help the investigators recreate everyone's activities Saturday night and early Sunday morning, and hopefully give them the leads, the information to identify who did this.
There's so many things about this case that are so hard to put together. Veteran police officers who arrived at the scene said it was one of the most horrific and gruesome scenes that they had ever seen.
No
Yet
doubt.
somehow there were two roommates who were in the house who apparently didn't hear anything. What are the red flags you have there, and are those roommates considered persons of interest?
Well, anybody who might have knowledge is considered persons of interest at this point. As far as suspects, I don't believe so. The investigators continue to work hard trying to interview everyone who might have any information and hopefully figure out and identify what occurred and why and who's responsible.
As we understand the timeline, and we recognize that this is an investigation very much ongoing, the four came home early in the morning, Sunday morning, let's say 1:45, 2 o'clock in the morning, something like that. The 911 call didn't come until midday the next day. Does that raise any red flags for you? How do you explain that?
I think the investigators are trying to ascertain why there was a delay and what actually occurred, what was heard. That's a question that's still out there. And I know they're working on that. We're trying to assist them as much as possible with obtaining search warrants for data and cell records and social media and anything that might help.
Do you know who called 911? Can you reveal who reported this?
I can't reveal who made the 911 call. The police do know who made the 911 call, though.
And that's another thing, too. The police do know who called the 911, who made the 911 call. But who is that? And how would they know that there was somebody like passed out on the floor? You see what I'm saying? It just doesn't make sense. And again, could that be the roommates? Could they not be roommates? Could it be just somebody who walked by? Could it actually be the unaliver? Could it be the monster who made that phone call? Kind of like a scene, like as if this is like a scene from Seven or something like that. Catch me if you can. You know what I mean? It just seems weird. The 911 call too. But that's the thing. Release the 911 call so we can all hear this too. Because I'm very curious as to what was being said in that 911 call.
Obviously, we don't know anything about motive, but the mayor did initially refer to this crime as a crime of passion. Why did he say that?
I can't speak for Mayor Betke. To my knowledge, there is nothing to indicate that this has been determined to be a crime of passion. We know it's just a horrible crime, and 4 young lives have been lost.
And finally, initially, investigators and the police had said the community has nothing to worry about. Now they've sort of said, well, of course we should be vigilant because there is a suspect or suspects still at large. What is your message to that community this morning?
Good question.
Well, I think the fact of the matter is that whoever is responsible for these murders is still at large. The investigators do not know who that person is. From what they've told my office, they believe that this was what they call a targeted attack and not just a random act of violence. And I think they tried to communicate that, but obviously that communication didn't work very well. It's unfortunate for any confusion in the community. People just need to be vigilant and help us however they can. We hope that we can identify who's responsible and get them off the streets as soon as we can.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, this whole interview is very basic, very broad strokey, if that makes any sense. Very broad strokes in this interview, but it does bring up some questions, obviously, some important questions like, well, one, obviously, how's the community dealing with this? What did he think about the mayor saying this was a crime of passion? And this is true. This could be the prosecutor could this gentleman here could be 110% correct. This could be a nothing burger. Like this could have been just a senseless, grisly crime that had nothing to do with anything personal. It may not be a personal unaliving situation. It could just be a disturbed monster that did this unthinkable thing. But then you also got to put into consideration, this could very well be a crime of passion too. Could be very, very personal as well. But because we don't have everything in front of us, because we don't have all the information, it's very easy, all right, to assume. It's very easy for us to speculate certain things, but we don't have all the information yet. And I don't think, obviously, 5-0, all people that are investigating into this thing, we don't have everything yet. The only things that the police do have is the scene, the information that they're receiving from families and friends, the two roommates that walked out unscathed, which still throws up, personally, a huge red flag. They walked out unscathed and no one called 911 for 8-9 hours. Why? Unless they were that asleep. But for them to wake up and see that scene is unthinkable to me. Okay? We got a couple more things I want to show you guys here. We're going to be looking at that live stream, Twitch live stream. We got a clip from that. We're going to be looking at that here in just a minute. But I got a couple comments like Mega Million, thank you, 1990. Thank you so much for being a member for the past 4 months. Thank you so much for your support. And yes, everybody else, you guys can definitely, if you guys are wanting to find ways to support this channel, by all means, please hit that join button down below. Become a family member. Support the channel in any way you can. That would really, really mean the world to me. A lot of these stories and a lot of these cases that I bring up, it's hard to get monetized sometimes because of the content that I'm talking about, because of the subject matters. But I want to give you guys the information and the stories because they're important. So if you can, that'd be great. Please hit that join button down below. Become a member. She said, Mega Million 1990 said, I believe the person that made the call is a suspect, and that person wasn't one of the roommates, which is why they're not suspects. Yes, of course, I would assume that's a good point, Mega Million. And thank you so much for the member comment. I really do appreciate that. But yes, I agree 110%. Like there is most definitely, I would definitely think that the person who called is numero uno. Okay. Suspect number one, in my personal opinion. Okay. So you made the comment twice. Okay. So thank you so much for the comment. I do have some super chats that disappeared on me or ran away from me. So let me grab those really, really quick before they all go away. Thank you guys so much for your support. I really do appreciate it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. But yes, it's still something we're all trying to figure out. And there's still stuff that we may never know. And again, They went out kicking it that night. There could have been a creepazoid at the bar, checking those two girls out. Maybe try to shoot their shot, got rejected, and they felt some type of way about that. That could be it too. Possibilities are endless. Charlie Miller, what's up, man? Thank you so much for the 5. Do you think the live roommates were hiding so long to make sure that the unaliver was gone after looking for quote unquote treasures? You never know. You never know. You never know. Again, but it's just so strange. They were hiding in the house for 8 hours. I mean, I get it. Terrified out of your mind, not wanting to leave, scared that the person's still in the house, just waiting for somebody to get out, to peek out of a closet or, out of a corner that they're hiding in. I mean, the possibilities are endless. And yeah, I get it, being scared, and never underestimate the power of fear, right? A lot can be done when you're scared out of your mind like that. But I don't know. Still no call. I don't know. That's 9 hours is a long time. I'll say that, Charlie Miller. Long time. Berenice Rivas, thank you so much for the $5 super sticker. I really do appreciate the support. Thank you so very, very much. All right. But yes, that is weird. Okay. And I feel like all of them would have been, sandwich. No, they would have been able to call 911. I feel like they would have grabbed their phone or something after they heard a scream. They would have been calling 911 with the quickness. That's just me, though. I guess when something bad happens like that, I'm grabbing my phone. Like, the phone is like it's like a third arm for us, right? So I feel like if something like that was to happen, we're grabbing our phone. We're calling. Shoot, B12 just said that too. You can text 911 also. I mean, there's so many things you can do, right? Sandwich immediately too. Yeah, immediately. You'd be like, 911, there's something going on in my house. That's it. We live at such and such, such and such. Doop. And then hide or kick rocks, jump out the damn window and run. Something, right? But that's strange. Okay. Very, very strange. All right. Let's continue on here. This is another interview, and I have a feeling it's going to be Echo City. I'm sorry, guys. It is what it is. These are the breaks. But there's another interview with the family, with one of the parents, talking about this and kind of debunking some of these rumors, because there's some rumors out here saying like there was some sort of love triangle. Like I said, love triangle, for crying out loud. Like the things that people are coming up with to entertain their own minds is just ridiculous. It's ridiculous. But let's take a look at this really, really quick. It's very short. So here it is.
You guys hear me?
Yeah.
A call talking about your son who is now gone is not as hard as the call Stacy and Jim Chapin received earlier this week.
We're just trying to process it. It's not a call that you think that you're going to have to speak with the funeral home directors and the FBI and have it hit national news.
They received the call their son Ethan Chapin had been killed. They got the call from their other kids. Ethan was a triplet, all so close they even went to college together.
We have these other 2 kids that are very impacted by this, and they need to be lifted up and cared for.
They say Ethan was the comedian of the family and was a lover of country music and sports. What did Ethan like to do?
Anything.
He played.
You name it, he played it, literally. I think we just watched a thing from the university, spike ball champion, volleyball champion. I mean, he just literally would play and do anything.
They say this investigation and attention has been overwhelming, and they wanted to clarify what they say is misinformation floating around.
The things that are being said are 100% not true. There's not drugs involved. There's not some weird love triangle. Ethan stayed the night at his girlfriend's house, who was one of 5 girls who lived in the home.
They say his girlfriend, Xana Kernodle, was one of the other victims and that they were in the same room in the house. Ethan's parents say they just saw him last weekend at the University of Idaho's Parents' Weekend and felt so proud and at ease.
As we pulled out of Moscow, we literally were like, we've done it. We've literally done it as parents. We've created 3 incredible incredible humans that will go on.
But now the future looks much different, and Ethan's future gone. Their focus is now on supporting Ethan's 2 other siblings and keeping Ethan's light alive.
If everybody was like Ethan Chapin in this world, it would be a better place.
You know what I find really sad about this? I mean, not only just the fact that these parents have lost their son, but it's the part that she said that really broke me when I was listening to this yesterday, when she said, when we had them go off to college, I turned to my husband and said, we did it. We did the impossible. We did exactly what we were going to do. We were going to raise these kids to be great. We were going to raise good kids, and we did it. It's sad to hear that, because that's the one thing that we all, as parents, future parents, whatever, we all hope that our kids are going to grow up good, right? That they're not going to have one bad bone in their body, that we're going to raise them right. You know what I'm saying? It's I just hope I raise you right. And then you get this information. You know, this is an extension of yourself, right? This is your art. This is your creation. This is more than just writing a book or painting a mural on a wall. This is a human life that you grew, that you cultivated, that you showed what was right and what was wrong, made them, turned them, or inspired them to be well-rounded human beings, and then growing them and seeing them turn into actual adults. When you actually get to push that boat away and let that boat sail. I mean, that is a huge moment of accomplishment as a parent. But then all of a sudden, for that to be taken away from you in such an unthinkable way, I can only imagine what this family and all the other families are going through and what they're feeling right now. Because again, those little minions that you create, those little bundles of joy, are an extension of you. They are your art that you created with your partner. So I want you guys to do that, please. You know, if you got kids, just hug them. Even if they're grown, just annoy the ish out of them today. Just tell them that you love them. You're proud that they're here. Because stuff like that does really breaks my heart. Again, this is the same thing like Shanquella Robinson. The parents find out it's the worst day ever. They get the worst piece of information, and what even makes it worse is that their child was in another country. They could do nothing. The father could not go there fast enough to her aid to protect her. Everything was out of their hands and out of their control. It's terrible. It's absolutely terrible. But I got this other clip from another news clip that I wanted you guys to hear. This is about the 2 roommates. And then we're going to take a look at the Twitch video as well. All right. But I wanted you guys to see this too. This is about the roommates. All right.
Murders of the 4 University of Idaho students found stabbed to death this weekend. Police believe 2 more roommates were home at the time of the killing. Kana Whitworth is in Moscow, Idaho with the details. Good morning, Kana.
Yeah, George, good morning. So authorities telling us that those other 2 female roommates are cooperating with this investigation, but still at this point, they have no suspect, they have no murder weapon, and they have no leads that they're willing to share. What they do have is a college town on edge. Some people are so afraid they're packing up and leaving, and the university is allowing students to be absent. This morning, as the hunt for the alleged killer of 4 University of Idaho students intensifies, police walking back their original claims that there was no imminent threat to the community.
We cannot say that there's no threat to the community And as we have stated, please stay vigilant.
Moscow
Reporting
police addressing the
suspicious
public for
activity.
the first time since Kaylee GonCalves, Madison Mogen, Xana Kernodle, and Ethan Chapin were found brutally stabbed to death in an off-campus apartment.
The four were stabbed with a knife, but no weapon has been located at this time.
New video emerging of Kaylee and Madison in what would have been their final hours. The lifelong best friends seen here laughing and taking pictures as they ordered late night food around 2 a.m. By 4 a.m., their life was over.
They were seen downtown and at a
And
party.
not necessarily together, the four of them.
And so really, if any of the neighbors in the area happen to have any relevant footage, that's something that we'd love to see.
Authorities and Kaylee's older sister confirming that two other female roommates were home at the time of the attack and survived.
And they were able to confirm that these two roommates were in the home at the time of this, and they made it out the next morning.
Police say there was no forced entry into the home. Does that lead authorities to believe that the attacker was someone they knew?
Potentially. Part of what that leads us to believe is that this might have been more of a targeted attack.
Relatives describing the house to us.
When I'm looking at this door, it's like a keypad with numbers on it.
Mm-hmm.
But that's how they got in and out.
So there is that door. There's also a back sliding door. And I will say, yes, there is that keypad lock on it. And my sister was absolutely a door locker. This was the party house and it's been generations. And so I won't say that they were very private with that code.
That's very important information right there. One, like I said earlier, that this was a generational party house. That this house was known. This address, if you had that address, like, oh, I live at this spot, this, and this, and like, oh, you live at that house? Oh, it's notorious for being that party house. Oh, okay. And you got to remember, let's be real. If you are carrying that crown, right? If you are wearing that crown of having the ultimate party house that is known for many a generation, that parties go down in this particular house, you have an image to uphold. So of course these girls weren't sitting here going, oh no, but we just want to drink our herbal tea and read our true crime books by a fire. No, they were most definitely throwing parties in that house. And she even said it herself. They were throwing parties. The friend sitting there saying, hey, this was a house known for this. I guarantee you, people in the other university students probably were fighting to get that space. It's prime real estate, especially if you're wanting to have a memorable college experience, right? So imagine if you got that and you're like, yes, I got the space. And then she said they weren't very secretive about that code. I'll play it again.
And it's been generations. And so I won't say that they were very private with that code.
There it is. Not very private with this code. Why do you think? Because everybody and their mama came into that spot and that was the spot to go kick it and drink and have a good time. They probably never thought that anything like this would ever happen. That people would just leave them alone. Like, hey, there's not a party here, so we're going to leave them be and just do their thing. Right? But if you get if the code gets into the hands of the wrong person, or again, because the possibilities are endless here. If you have a group of girls hanging out at a bar, and you got somebody lurking in the background, thinking, they cute or whatever they think fits their MO or whatever. It's very easy for them to sit there and just go and creep from behind, follow them, lurk a few yards back as they start walking up and doing, getting their stuff together and stuff. So I want to show you guys this video. So there was a food truck that was streaming on Twitch during this time. Okay. And they were at this food truck. Now, people are sitting here saying, who could be this guy? I'll show you guys the guy here in just a minute. And again, I have many questions. The possibilities of this situation are endless. I know I said that before, but I'll say it again. Possibilities are endless here. They could have been followed home. This could have been a disgruntled ex. This could have been a disgruntled person in general. Like I said, because we don't have any more evidence except for these little pieces of information that we have so far, we can go down 7 different narratives to lead us to their demise. But I want you guys to see this video, okay? This is like half of the screen. But I want you guys to see this too. And there's no sound to this. But as you can see, here are the two right here, as they're shown right there. Now, what's weird is that dude right there, the guy who put the black baseball cap and put up the hoodie. Now, I get it could be cold out there. But like I said, who the hell be that guy? He just kind of sits in the perimeter. He's just chilling. And those girls, obviously, I mean, at least one of them looks like she's had a little bit too many. And the dude, obviously, in the back, if you can see over here, you know, he's looking around. He stays far away from the cameras. Maybe he knew that the cameras were there. That's why he put his hat on and put up the hoodie. He stays far away. He pulled out his phone. He did something. I don't know if he sent out a text or he was just looking at his phone to look like he was normal. But if you notice, this guy continues walking. There he is down here. See right here? This is odd. He gets even closer, y'all. Look at this. He gets even closer. That is very, very weird. I'm playing it again. But as you can see, she walked right by him. Look at that. She crossed his path. It was almost like they were walking together. Do you see what I'm saying? It's almost like they were walking together, yo. Watch this top area right here. It's almost as if they're walking together. But then he sits all the way back. He acts like he doesn't know them suddenly. He's walking with them, but then he sits in the back. He kind of lays in the cut in the back. Now, I don't know if this was a guy that was trying to shoot his shot, but was trying to muster up enough courage to approach one of the girls. Like I said, it's so weird, but I'm gonna play it again. Oh, Lord. See, this is some stupid stuff. Come on. Sweet Capricorn, I just talked about it twice. Go check it out. Shanquella Robinson, I did say her name multiple times. I even talked about it in this live. Please, do your research before you come at me. Real talk. Go and check it out. Shanquella is the most recent video I did, and I did another video before that too. Go check it out. It's in my most recent lives. Thank you. Let's move on. Man, I knew somebody was going to jump in and try to start some stuff. As soon as I talk about anything that's outside of, it has to do with white people, then suddenly everybody's like, oh, you shouldn't have done it. Why you ain't talking about? Stop. I talked about Shanquella. Go check it out. When there's more information about Shanquella, I will talk about it. But don't come at me, all right? Let's go. Jesus. Anyway, as you can see, the guy's in the back. He puts his baseball cap forward because obviously, to me, it looks like this dude. To me, it looks like this dude knows that there's a camera and he's trying to avoid it. That's the way I see it. Or maybe he's just like, it's cold. I want to put my hoodie back up. He could literally just be an innocent dude. Literally. He could literally be an innocent dude. All right? So I have to point that out as well. But as you can see, then he pulls out his phone and he just sits in the back. And I don't know why he does that. Now, again, this guy could be socially awkward. He could be nervous. Like I said, we have to put those in consideration as well. Literally, it could be him just being a nervous guy and trying to talk to her. He could be completely innocent here. But he sits in the back. And it's not like they acknowledge this guy at all. Like at all. They go over to their spot. Then he walks over to her or to them. And he stands there. It's weird. And then they're having a conversation with themselves, and he's just standing there. That is so weird. To me, that is very, very weird. All right? Extremely weird. Okay? That don't make no sense. But again, you got to play both sides of the fence. Right? This could literally be a nervous guy. Maybe he was hollering at one of the girls. She said, "Come with us." But he doesn't know the other girl. But he's chilling in the back, trying to be respectful in a way too. That could be it too. I'm just, like I said, you got to play both sides of the fence here. And when I look at it, it could very well be dude being a straight up creepazoid, or dude being a straight up creepazoid, or this dude was trying to holler and he was just nervous. That could be it too. Didn't know the people, maybe. Only knew one of the girls that he was trying to chop it up with. Again, it's just so many possibilities. So many. And then the thing is when he walks off, or when they walk off, he walks off with them. Now, is that him? Is he a suspect? Is he the culprit? Is he the monster that took these young girls' lives, these young people's lives at the University of Idaho? Or no? We don't know yet. But hopefully we find out a little bit more information here, because again, this is very, 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 very disturbing. And this could very well be just an innocent dude trying to holler, or this could be an innocent dude just trying to holler, or something worse. Now I'm trying to see if I thought maybe I had the full video for y'all, but I do not. The full Twitch video, because that video's long, but it's just him hanging out, or both of the girls hanging out, and then he follows them as they walk off. Like, they get their food and they walk off. You know what I'm saying? That's facts, lady 747. That's facts. That is facts. Hey, I'm just saying, I'm just sick and tired of people. Like, I can't even talk about one story without somebody trying to say something. And it's like, just let me tell the stories, because I'm telling them all. I tell every single story on this page, on this channel, as much as I bloody can. It's just so frustrating. As soon as I talk about anything, like for 2 seconds, suddenly it's like people forget, or they just single everything, all the other things out, all the other stories that I talk about. They single all those things out and they just go, oh, to this one. Oh, because he's talking about 4 white people that were killed. Yo, I talk about everybody. I talk about all these stories. It's just frustrating. Very, very frustrating. As soon as I talk about Shanquella, or any of those other stories that have to do with a black woman or a black person or a person of color their life was robbed from them, don't hear anything. But as soon as I talk about anything outside of person of color, somebody got to come in here and start talking some mess. It's talking out the side of their neck with no research whatsoever. It's very frustrating. It's very frustrating. Just let me tell my stories. Thank you. Moving on. Kellyanne Garber, thank you so much for the $10 super chat. I really do appreciate it. You're doing a great job. Thank you. Thank you, Kellyanne. I really do appreciate it. Thank you so very, very much. I do really, really appreciate that. Pink Society, thank you so much for coming back and being a member of the family. I really do appreciate it. Thank you so very, very much. Okay. And I appreciate all y'all for understanding where I'm coming from. Again, these can be very frustrating times, especially when I like talking about everything. And I do so. So, and Debbie, you're right. I do need to ignore it, but I also need to acknowledge it too. That's the only problem, because people get funny like that. Okay. And Nicole B., I get it. She may not have meant any harm. It's totally fine. I'm just saying, hey, look it up. Do your research. It's just frustrating. That's all. I love everybody. I'm just saying, do your thing. Look at it. Look it up. I do what I need to do. All right. And Michaela, thank you so much for your support. And everybody who's in here. Okay. I appreciate everybody. I do appreciate it. Okay. And I do appreciate the telling me like, hey, it's all good. Tranquilo. Everything's all good. I appreciate you guys being so wonderful and understanding. Okay. It can be tough sometimes. I will say that. Okay. Especially when I love what I do. Okay. But anyway. So, as we were saying, this is all the information that we have right now revolving around these 4 students. To me, it does look like it's a personal act of violence, a personal situation, unaliving, whatever you want to call it. But we don't have everything yet. We don't have all the information yet. And as soon as we know some more stuff, hey, we will talk about it. But for right now, this is all that we got. Hopefully we get some more information here very, very soon. But again, as we learn more and more, I'm still confused as to what is the actual truth here and what actually happened in that room or in that house. And that's the other thing. Did this all happen in one room? Or did this happen throughout the house? Who was the person or persons that did this? Was it one person? Was it one monster? Or was it 2? Who's the hooded guy hanging around, lurking around at that food truck late at night with those 2 girls, drunk as hell? Many, many, many questions are just billowing out of my body right now. All right, that I'd love to know. We all want to know the truth about. We all want to know what the truth about what's going on here. Okay? We really, really do. Okay? And so hopefully we get some more information. And maybe some people that were in the area of that food truck can maybe identify that particular gentleman. We don't know who that is. Again, he could literally be innocent. So I don't want anybody going after and going crazy on this guy and trying to dox him and do all this crazy stuff. Let the law enforcement do what they need to do and investigate and hopefully interrogate that guy to find out what actually happened with him and where he went after he was at that food truck. But he did follow them off camera. So it keeps making me wonder what actually happened here. You see what I'm saying? And why did this happen in this way? And thank you so much for the $2 super chat. Doing great, Pascal. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. And no, I don't think I read that comment wrong at all. I really don't think I read that comment wrong at all. But then again, hey, to each their own. A lot of things can be misconstrued and mistranslated through misunderstood or lost in translation through just writing on a QWERTY board. But at the same time, it's all good. I love everybody. That's why I talk about every case on this channel. Rebel Bird, thank you so much for the $20 super chat. I really do appreciate it. Pascal, there's lots of stories to cover right now, and you're doing a great job hitting on all of them. Thank you. Don't listen to the naysayers. You're doing good, son. LOL. Also got my tie-dye sweats yesterday. Love them. Thank you so much, Rebel Bird. I hope you enjoy them. I hope they make you feel warm and cozy all over your body. Okay. Thank you so much. Again, I appreciate that. Okay. Also, I will say this too. There is just a quick shameless plug. We have 30% off of everything going on right now. It's our Black Friday sale on our website, pascalmerch.com. So please go over there, check it out. We got some new Christmas swag, and we have mugs, coffee mugs galore. Please go check those things out. All of them, including those things. Everything on the store, 30% off right now. Okay, all throughout the month of November for Black Friday. All right, so please go check those things out. We just redesigned the website as well, and it's looking really, really nice, very nice and sexy like. So please go and check those things out. It'd be greatly appreciated. You know, we're working hard here to give you guys some things you can wear with pride and maybe make some people giggle. Okay, go and check that out. All right, but anyway, guys, that is the show. Yeah, no kidding, Zozo Bob. I just said it was going to be a short show, and I lied. Look at that. I said I'm going to be here for a short time, and it's like, nope, that's a full-on lie. Okay? Full-on lie. All right? Thank you, Nicole. This is not my brand. Not at all. But I appreciate it. I don't know. Maybe we'll be getting into Henley's here very, very soon. But this is a completely different shirt. This is just a regular shirt. I was editing and I was like, let me hop on and do this quick live, which ended up being almost 2 hours later. But still, I said, hey, let me hop on and chop it up with you guys and let you know what's popping out here in these streets. All right. So I appreciate all y'all for being here. Thank you so much for being on the conversation with us or with me, and to the family. You guys are amazing. Thank you so much to the mods and all that. The link to the website is pinned to the top of the chat right now, so please go and check that out. That'd be greatly appreciated. Or you can find the website in the description box down below. I can prep too. Thank you so much for the 10 Canadian with Gabby Petito's social media and YouTube were helpful with Kylie Rodney. It was chaos. What is your inside take on all this internet speculation, Pascal? It can get out of hand sometimes, I think. Yes, I agree. I do think it gets really, really nutty. I think what's frustrating is how people go from, what I find frustrating is when people go from getting the information and then it goes into the rumor mill on the internet streets, and then it turns into, oh, the woman beating up Shanquella Robinson is part of the trans community. And it's like, what? It gets that wild. Right? But but the other problem I have with it is the other creators are taking certain information and they're pushing it out. even more. The doubling, tripling, even quadrupling down on rumors just so that they can have a few more hits on their website, a few more hits on their YouTube videos. That's the problem. You know, we're seeing that with AWP, for example, with the Kylie Rodney situation. They fabricated and added more stuff just so they can have a reason for people to go and hit that video, become members, and go through and get clicks and views. That's messed up, and that's wrong. And it's frustrating when we see other content creators doing the exact same thing, becoming like the National Enquirer, throwing out nothing but rumors with nothing to back it up. And that's frustrating too. But hopefully that trend will start to die out, because it's not helping the case. It's making it worse. Then it's making other people angry who are already passionate about, you know, a lot of us get very passionately, emotionally connected to these cases and to the person that is either missing or that the person's or of the person whose life was taken. And then suddenly they go and do something very, very bad, very, very dangerous to that person that's been accused with no solid evidence to back it up. It's frustrating. You know, it becomes a public quartering for a lot of these people, for a lot of people who are either looked at as a prime suspect by court of public opinion or just by rumor. It's just messed up. Okay? It's very, very messed up. And so, yeah, I'm not with it. I'm not with it at all. Let's get less of the rumors and more facts out here. Okay? But anyway, guys, I appreciate all y'all for being here. You guys have been incredible. Thank you so much for having the conversation with me. I really do appreciate it. It is time to get going. All right. I'll see you guys a little bit later on today. Be good to yourselves. Be good to one another. Yeah. And you know, when it comes to the family and all that, your kids, go just tell your kids you love them. You know, just go and do that. Okay. I think they just need to hear it today. And I think you need to hear it yourself saying it today. All right. But anyway, again, be good to yourselves. Be good to one another. And I'll see you guys in the next show. This is the Pascal Show. Bye.